Do I hate this hair? Yeah, I'm probably gonna hate this hair when I edit. Anyway. Hey guys, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to my channel. After my end of summer TBR, it's time for the fall TBR. I changed it up with a couple of recommendations I have for you guys because in the future I would like to do books to read in spring, books to read in fall, books to read in winter kind of video format, but I have not read that many books to actually do like longer videos. So I thought I might combine the two, so my fall TBR and my recommendations for you guys. And we're gonna start with the recommendations right away before my dogs freak out because they're currently alone. They're not alone, I'm here, but anyway, so these are books that I personally read in fall or that just give me strong fall / autumn vibes, feelings from the atmosphere. This is, by the way, not specifically like horror themed, so I do have some that are thrilling or a little bit spooky, but not all of them are, for those people who really hate such books. We're starting with an author that is very classic to the fall Halloween-y atmosphere here. The first one is Stephen King's Misery. I read this last year. It took me some time actually to get through it. I think I read the first 100 pages in a day. It was really great. The middle was a bit slow, but the ending was brilliant. And I really liked this book. Maybe get it secondhand. I think there are a bunch of Stephen King books secondhand. I've been wanting to watch the movie for a year now. Still haven't got around to do it. And this was my first Stephen King book. And yeah, I'd recommend it. Next book I would recommend, which I do not believe is specifically set in like fall. By the way, Misery is set in winter, so doesn't really matter. But the cover, I don't need to explain this, right? This is Ocean Vuong's On Earth We Briefly Gorgeous, a book I believe everyone who's in love with literature, who loves words, who loves the genius of writing, needs to read this book. It's gorgeous. It's about a letter from a son to his mother who cannot read. I don't know if she's dead. I don't know if she just can't read. I'm not sure, but this letter is written when the speaker, Little Dog, is in his late 20s, and the letter unearths a family history that began before he was born. It tells of Vietnam, of the lasting impact of war, and of his family's struggle to force a new future. It also has queer representation in here. It was really, really great to read, and I can only recommend it to you guys. Please read this book. I think it's very important, and I think it's one of the greatest books that are currently out there from an author who is currently writing and currently doing a really, really great job in this world of literature. My dogs currently need to be in my room, so if you hear any tapping noises, it's them. Next one is a book that I don't have the physical copy of, but it's How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. I listened to this in July, and it's basically about a protagonist in prison who is writing down all the crimes she committed, letting you know what she did and how she was able to actually kill her entire family. Because I read it in summer, it actually gives me more summery vibes. I believe it's a good read if you want to, you know, read about macabre things, which I think autumn or fall is the perfect season for. It's not really a thriller. I said this in my July wrap up. It doesn't feel like a book that is intended to scare you or intended to have you on the edge of your seat. It's just a really, really interesting dive into a character, into a character's mind who does not really care that she's killing her entire family. Anyway, I think it was a great book. It was a great listen. Next book I have for you guys, which I highly recommend, is The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. This was one of my favorites that I read last year. Barely seen anyone talk about it. This book was amazing. It's about a family, a mother and her 3 daughters. They move to Longhaven, which is a Scottish island. They're very close to the cliffs, and the protagonist, so Liv, who is the mother, she's an artist and she's supposed to actually design a mural in the lighthouse that is there. And you still find out that there's strange things going on, and I thought it was really, really great. There are strange disappearances. The plot twists at the end I thought were really reasonable and really great. They weren't boring, which I sometimes find in such books, in like thrilling novels or whatever, that you just see that, this was rather convenient, wasn't it? I didn't want it to end. I really didn't. I love the atmosphere, even though I'm really not like a lighthouse or, I guess, ocean person. I'm full on forest and mountains. The atmosphere was rainy and cold and just stormy. I loved it, and the ending was great as well, so I highly recommend it. And what is my dog doing? Tony. This is Tony, by the way, and he's licking my books now. You want to read? Vill du kom? Wo ist sie? Kom hier. Okay, Tony is joining us. I don't know how long though. The next book I read, which I do have a physical copy of, but I didn't want to get it because it's all the way back in my bookshelf, is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. This is a classic I would recommend to everyone who has not read a classic yet. I thought it was thrilling. It's kind of like a detective story of, I think it's a lawyer actually doing the investigation, or like being the primary force, I guess. Is that a thing you say? I don't know. But the basis of the story is there's been a murder and they're investigating who did this. It's rather short. I read it in a day and it was really exciting. I knew the plot twist. I knew This Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think it's very popular in culture, so if you know the plot twist, still read it. I think it's a great read. I think it's a great saying of, yeah, I read a couple of classics and this is this is one of them. I always say that this is a very bad representation of a certain mental case, condition. I don't want to offend anyone with using maybe the wrong terms here. And I would spoiler you guys if I were to say which one it is, but I believe no one really knew about this back in 18 something. I think this was written in 18 something. So definitely read it with that in mind and maybe buy it secondhand. I believe it's a great book, especially for fall, because it has a spooky atmosphere again and I really liked it. I really did. It's kind of scary as well, but not too scary, don't worry. It's not like a thriller. This was it for my recommendations. Definitely share yours down below and let's get into my TBR. So the first one is Dracula by Bram Stoker, a book that I actually started in May, which starts in May as well. It's all written in letters and I have not continued. I do need to do that. But I will probably finish it in November because that's when the story finishes. It's iconic, it's a classic, some people really love it, some people really hate it. I like it so far. I think it's really good if you read it bite-sized and not like in one go. It's Dracula. I just have to read it. I could also count Frankenstein in this list, not because I wanted to keep it as short as possible and not, you know, overwhelm myself, but Frankenstein is definitely on that list because I need to read that. Next one, I'm just going to put them into one category, sort of, because I feel like they're siblings. I know they're not, but I feel like they're siblings. If We Were Villains by Emil Rio and The Secret History by Donna Tartt, a book that I actually started reading with my friend and I'm behind, sorry. I will continue reading this. I believe everyone who's heard of like dark academia themed books was introduced to these two. These are both about academic people, academic students. This is more Shakespeare themed and this is more surrounding like classics in Latin, I guess. If We Were Villains, I wanted to read for a long time now because I love everything Shakespeare themed. Problem is that I want to understand everything and I have not read or seen even half of the Shakespeare plays. You do not have to do that, but I always love understanding references. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be the case this year, maybe next year, I'm not sure, but I put them in the same category and I will definitely read this. All right, the next one is a book I'm definitely not going to read because of the quality, but just because, yeah, a book that I always said to myself I was never going to read is on my TBR. I actually bought all of the books secondhand. I think I paid like 10 euros for 4 books. Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. I would like to do a reading vlog for this. If you want to see a reading vlog for this, please let me know because I would just like to share my thoughts immediately after reading like a chapter or something because this is the first book Stephanie Meyer ever wrote and she published it immediately. Like she got it published and I know it's bad, okay? I know everyone who's rereading these books now know, okay, the writing sucks and the characters suck as well. There's nothing interesting about the female protagonist, whatever. I know that, okay? But listen, Twilight, the entire like movie series, I can watch them every week. I can watch them every day. They're my comfort, guilty pleasure movie. And I do not feel guilty, okay? I do not feel ashamed at all. I do not feel embarrassed. I feel great. I feel great having something that is able to give me so much comfort, that is able to just, you know, makes me feel better. So I do want to read the books. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm good. Okay. Next one is another classic, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I feel like this also has such a stormy, rainy atmosphere. Maybe some people really love this book and some people really hate it. I love these kinds of opinions, especially when it comes to classics, because it's just books that a lot of people have read and books that are sort of iconic. I'm really excited to read this book actually. I also found a great audiobook for this and yeah, I want to read it on a stormy night or something. Next book is one that I bought after the author actually emailed me, which was so much fun. This is Faces in a Window by Oliver C. Seneca. He emailed me, he said he just published a book and if I wanted a copy of it, I could have it, and I honestly was like, right now, I have the measures. I bought the book to support him. This is actually about two beloved teachers in a school, and I might be switching to teaching studies. Yeah, I'm thinking about becoming a teacher, and it's a thriller set in school. This is great for upcoming teachers, isn't it? So every school has a secret. After two beloved teachers pass away at St. Stephen's Middle School, it's up to Ian Evans and Michelle Thompson to fill their shoes. But their eager anticipation soon turns to terror. They are plagued with unexplainable nightmares and horrific visions. Students who aren't really there, the school catching fire, scenes of their own deaths playing out before them. Uncovering what it all means could cost them their jobs or their lives. With each other's determination to find the truth of the school's past, and with the help of an old janitor, Ian and Michelle must risk it all to save more than just their souls. So this is a thriller. I'm really excited to read it. There's a fruit fly. I'm really excited to read this. I feel like thrillers are amazing to get you out of reading a slump, and this sounds really great. I've never read anything that is set in school. A thriller. I've read a bunch of high school books. Anyway, and the last book I got for you guys today, or I have on my TBR for fall, The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This is about a group of final girls. You know how in horror movies or in books, whatever, there's always the final girl who survives. This is a group of them, and they're threatened by a killer wanting to murder all of them, so there's no final girl left. This is so cool. Can we talk about this? This is such a great book. I'm really excited to read this. It's been on my shelf for a year now. It's been looking at me with big eyes and it's like, read me, and I am so ready to read this. And this was my little recommendation slash TBR video for fall. I'm so excited for fall. I already said this in my last end of summer TBR. I actually have no idea when this video is coming. Maybe it's like in the beginning of September, which is quite early, but you know, you can never start early enough with reading fall books, especially when that's your favorite season, and especially if you're sick of summer. Right? I'm going to be holding him up for the outro because he's cute. My sister always does that. Wait, okay. Now that we've done this, if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you would like to see next. Please give me some video suggestions. Please. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and don't forget to click the little bell next to the subscription button to never miss an upload. I update you guys on everything on my Instagram. It's linked down below, including my poetry account and my Twitter, and links for information and donation regarding the war in Ukraine are also linked down below. Let me know what kind of books you're really excited for autumn, for fall, to read in this hopefully rainy season. I can't believe I just did that. That is so embarrassing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hopefully see you in my next video. Bye! We're starting with an offer. Alright, the first one is Stephen King. The first one is Misery. Oh my god, Mira! They are plagued with unexplainable nightmares and horrific. They are plagued with unexplainable. Is the final girl and they are threatened by a killer. If you like this video, then please make sure. I love you. My little poops. What did I want to say? Oh yeah. I love my dogs. They're so cute. What are you doing? Okay, bye guys.